So after 3 months in my beloved neighborhood of Bella Vista, Campeche, living la vida tranquila, it's time to pack up my bags and head on a new adventure. When I was coming onto the bus, I was taking my change out, and one of my bags got stuck on the door, which made me lose my change. I eventually gathered it up and managed to pay, but then the bus was pretty full, so I had to take the reserved front spots for older people and people with disabilities. So I didn't feel great about that because I had all my stuff. So I put down my stuff, and then the bus starts moving, and because of my super heavy backpack, I like fell backwards. So I looked like the biggest, goofiest gringo there. So I guess we can never come back to Campeche. So let's see if someone will take us to Halacho. So that was a bit of a crowded collectivo, aren't they all? To Halacho. Where we've got a room for 250 pesos. If we wanted AC, it would have been 350. But there's still a nice breeze here with the ventilator. And a Mayan desk. And when the wind blows, you can hear the Mayan spirits in the shower, which is a nice touch. Looks amazing. Let's see how it tastes. Pretty delicious. Heavy, but delicious. This meat pie's crust is all cheese. I was wondering why it was so salty. And this is filled with cheese too, and so is this. Super cheesy. That was good, but too much food. I couldn't even finish that cheese crust, which I always feel bad about leaving cheese on the table for sure. And it was also reflected in the price. It was 175 pesos, which might be the most expensive meal I've had in Mexico ever, at about $9 US. Anyways, hopefully that won't bog me down too much, and we'll get to have a good visit of Halacho. So I got another meal from that same restaurant, but this time it was 85 pesos. So about half the price. Not sure why it was so much cheaper that time. Maybe I just got lucky. Wasn't so lucky yesterday. I tried to interview some Mayan women, but they were kind of shy and didn't want to do the interview. I wanted them to ask them a few questions for a kind of mini documentary I'm doing about Mayan culture in Mexico, which will be another video. But maybe we'll have more luck today as we head to Kalkini, which is the town with the most Mayan residents, I believe, in all of Mexico. So let's hop aboard the Mayan train. And by that I mean taking another colectivo, collective taxi van. Although I wish I was taking the Mayan train. It was a project that was announced a few years ago and that was supposed to be underway now. This was a fairly high-speed train that would be linking all the kind of touristic destinations in the Yucatan. So like from Cancun to Valladolid to Itzamal, Merida, to Maxcanu, to Campeche, etc. Bacalar. So this would be a really nice and comfortable high-speed way to get around the Yucatan Peninsula. But unfortunately, the project has been put on hold because the indigenous people, or the people living in the small towns where the train tracks would be passing, I guess felt like they weren't given enough information on the project, so they voted against it. So it's been put on a hold so far. But yeah, that would have been really nice to have a high-speed train, and it would have been a bit more comfortable than the collectivos that we're taking. Here's one of the vans right here. Although you can't beat the price of them. So we've made it to Kalkini, and we've made it to our hotel for the night, the Brenda Maria. The hotel in Hesel Shakan was Hotel Margarita. A lot of hotels sound the same in Mexico and look the same. This one's a bit nicer, a bit more expensive too, at 300 pesos. Should do the job. So now that that's settled, let's head into the town and see if we can't speak with some Mayans.
you drink? Yes.
Para beber.
Yes.
Ah. ¿Es aquí con frutas para beber?
No, the you pozole, the one, this one is doing.
Ah, ok, ok.
Sí.
¿Tú hablas español?
Hablo español muy bien.
Más o menos.
Yo también un poco de inglés.
Oh, bueno, bueno.
Little bit, not too much.
¿De dónde aprender inglés?
En Cancún.
Cancún.
Yes.
Trabaja en Cancún.
Trabaja en un hotel.
Ah, ok.
Yes.
Este año no.
No.
Menos trabajo.
Menos trabajo.
Ajá.
Sí, vacación.
Vacación.
Okay.
Sí, yo vivo en México y ir en viaje a diferentes lugares.
Okay. Sí.
¿Y ustedes viven aquí en Kalkini?
Aquí en Kalkini.
Ajá.
Sí.
¿Y ustedes es maya?
Yes.
¿Sí?
Hablo maya.
¿Tú hablas maya?
Sí.
¿Tú puedes hablar una cosa en maya?
Sí. Tú satá.
Tú satá.
¿A dónde vienes?
¿Dónde viene? Tú satá.
Tú satá. Tus cabin. ¿A dónde vas?
Ok.
Tus. Huené. Huené es dormir.
Dormir.
Yes. Sleeping. I sleeping.
So after teaching me a few Mayan words and Mayan phrases, I went on to ask the gentleman about Mayan culture and its health or existence or non-existence today in Mexico and in the Yucatan Peninsula specifically, because that's where the Mayan civilization was formerly really active. But the rest of that interview is better suited for the documentary that I mentioned earlier that I'm going to be doing about Mayan culture today in Mexico. So the next morning I took a colectivo from Kalkini to Nunkini, a very small town near Kalkini, where I had heard there was some ruins of some kind. But once I arrived there, I asked some locals and they said the ruins were actually quite a bit away and I didn't really have time to go check them out before I had to check out of my hotel back in Kalkini. But anyways, I did decide to check out the town of Nunkini, and there wasn't all that much to check out. In fact, the town seemed kind of depressed economically and maybe just had kind of a sad vibe in general. Maybe that was circumstantial or anecdotal, but it did make me think about the fact that there exists a stereotype among certain Mexicans that people of Mayan descent and of Mayan tradition can be poor or not well off financially. And I'm not saying that is the case either way. It's something I'm going to touch on and subject I'm going to tackle in the documentary that I'm talking about putting out in the near future. But yeah, this town of Nunkini didn't give a positive argument for the Mayan culture, I guess. But again, maybe it was just anecdotal. But I did get to enjoy some really cheap, maybe the cheapest I've ever had, panuchos, which were really delicious. And then after checking out the town, I even doubled back to get some tortas from another vendor. And then after that, I went to the town of Maxcanu. On the way, the bus stopped in Hachalol, which I briefly checked out, and I think I'll be showing some footage here. And then eventually, so I made to Maxcanu, where I checked out that town and made some actually pretty interesting discoveries just outside of the town that actually relate to the Mayan civilization. So that's going to be another video coming up in the future, along with a full video of Kalkini as well. and then eventually to finish this journey through Campeche. So I exited the state and arrived at my final destination, which was Mérida, which is a beautiful city and the capital of the Yucatan. And I'm really excited to share with you guys both the city and all the things that there are to do around here. Just the natural attractions, as well as some of the towns, the food, etc., and the people. Speaking of which, I was really happy when I arrived in my, at this time I was living in a house with roommates, and I was very happy to find out that my roommates were really cool, and they were actually two of them were of Mayan descent, Julian and Marian, who I'll be showing here in the video, and they really taught me a lot about, well, Mérida and the Yucatan, and also of Mayan culture. So I'll actually be interviewing Julian for the Mayan documentary coming up. So yeah, so next up it's going to be the Kalkini video, then the Mexicano video, and then hopefully, you never know because these videos take longer to make, but then hopefully it should be the documentary of Is Mayan Culture Still Alive in Mexico? I believe that'll be the title. And then we'll begin the videos of Mérida, which I'm very excited to share with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this journey through Mayan Campeche. If you did, please click the like button or leave a comment letting me know what you thought. And previously I was in the city of Campeche and checking out the state in general. If you want to see more videos of Campeche, I have a link to a video playlist in the description for this video where you can click on and get to see all those videos. I also have videos of Mexico in general. I was here 3 years ago bicycling through the country, checking out a lot of different places in western and central Mexico, and I have a link for that playlist containing those videos also available in the description for this video. That was part of a larger trip bicycling through Latin America. I've also bicycled through Eastern Africa and Eastern Europe, and I have playlists for all those countries that I've bicycled through available on this very same YouTube channel, Hum of the Earth. And if you'd like to see an interactive map of everywhere that I went and everything that I got to see and do, I have that map available over on my website, followthehumoftheearth.com. Where you can click on the different locations and see the various blog posts and videos that I've made of those places. And if you'd like to follow my continuing adventures through the Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula and beyond, you can do so by clicking on the red subscribe button and clicking on the bell to be notified when new videos come out. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one.